This is WITI, TV-6 Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's 4:30.
A friend you can count on in Milwaukee. This is the TV-6 News at 4:30.
Good evening, everybody, on this Friday, December 3rd, 1993. I'm Peter Wiggins. This is what's happening on the TV-6 News at 4:30 p.m. Our top story at 4:30 p.m. is a top Milwaukee Health Department official said Friday that city water department officials passed off early reports of water problems last spring, and then danced around Health Department and requests for more information. West reports surfaced that says that Milwaukee's are ill with diarrhea. Thomas Schnelker, ongoing medical director of the Milwaukee Health Department, and all but blamed the works of Milwaukee for the sporadium outbreak that sickened more than 403,000 and contributed to the deaths of more than 50 people. Water officials had been really evasive on the phone and pretty much flatly denied that it could be anything with it. Water. When health officials initially raised the possibility of waterborne illness, Schnelker said health officials then asked to see the logs of water treatment at the city's two purification plants, and water officials sort of danced around that. Schnelker said they were doing a lot of dancing in the early days of the epidemic. He said once health officials saw the logs in question and interpreted readings are claimed, and one on them told the meeting didn't have face was that this happened every week. It was just a complete lie, Schnelker said. Chemists at the plant, in fact, were sounded an alarm bell. Washington, D.C., the nation's unemployment rate fell from 6.88 to 6.4% in November, the biggest one-month improvement in a decade and the most dramatic signal yet that the nation's economy is gaining momentum. The government also reported that Friday that the index of leading indicators of the chief economic forecast gauge rose at 0.5% in October, was the third straight monthly increase in an index. That news was followed by short order by another Commerce Department report showing that orders to the U.S. factories rose 1.2% in October, pulled higher than the big gains in the aircraft and automobiles. And in the wake of the news, President Clinton said his administration had turned the economy in the right direction, but considered the average American has not yet for a significant change. We have a long way to go, the president said in a speech to the Democratic Leadership Council. We're still dealing with stagnant incomes. We are still dealing with the fact that more and more people will lose their jobs, to lose them permanently, and have to find new and different jobs. On the other hand, he said we have unemployment down and investment up, no inflation and low interest rates. We are moving in the right direction. Further details of the Good News Friday. This is a clear message. This is a memorial route. It said, "We love you, D. Bretlow," as after creating a memorial to slain Associate Principal Dale Bretlow. Wadsworth High School, Wadsworth West High School students Nick Marino left and David Dewey paused Thursday while Mike Johnson adds a message to the back of a rock to the school grounds. Plus, the high school resumed Friday morning. Police arrested Lennon McDowell, a former student in where it's slain.
Clouds around, we've had some rain, drizzle, and fog and everything else. We may see some fog coming out of this later on tonight.
Wadsworth West High School teacher who confronted the assailant after he shot Associate Principal Dale Bretlow tried to restrain the man but let go when she saw that he was armed, according to a medical examiner report released on Friday. Bretlow turned in the corner of the school hallway Wednesday afternoon and saw a person who did not appear to be a student. Report said Bretlow asked the point why he was there. At that point, 3 shots rang out. The report said a teacher who was close behind Bretlow said saw him collapse. She grabbed the assailant by his jacket and saw Bretlow was bleeding. After he see that the assailant was armed, the teacher let go of him and he walked away. The witnesses undoubtedly will be the key to the attempt to tie. Leonard McDonald, the suspect, Wadsworth police arrested Thursday morning in the crowd. Wadsworth police scheduled a lineup Friday to determine whether witnesses can possibly identify him. McDowell is a killer. In addition to the teacher, other witnesses probably got varying looks at the assailant. The source said some of the witnesses might have got a glimpse of the teacher. That was the killer. McDowell was arrested Thursday morning only a blocks from where Bretlow was gunned down in the school hall on Wednesday. McDowell, 21, is a 1991 graduate.
The undefeated Nighthawks of Newtown dedicated their...
A former co-worker at a restaurant where slain suspect Leonard McDowell worked said Friday that McDowell was always interested in buying a gun. The former co-worker who had fired himself for permission said McDowell, 21, who was arrested Thursday in the shooting death at Wadsworth West High School Associate Principal Dale Bretlow kept all about buying a gun. McDowell was a dishwasher at the Grove Public House at 890 Elm Grove Road in Elm Grove and kept to himself during the period of the year and a half ago when he worked there, the co-worker said. Associates and acquaintances said McDowell, who had not been charged in the case Friday morning, was a deeply troubled young man and would have a long history of being different in a way and then disturb others. After it happened, our phone was ringing off the hook. People called us what happened, said Kelly in 1901, Watchers of West Gretchen, who didn't want a name to be used. We talked with our friends in Milwaukee and wondered who it could have been, she said. Then I came to all of us, splintered. I could see something could explode, said a manager at the Limehouse restaurant at 13175 West Blueman Road in Brookfield, where McDowell works as a dishwasher. You know how cruel kids can be. I think they just built up. McDowell could keep this distance with his classmates who would describe McDowell as a shy or different. For example, whenever someone in a group to people would say hello to McDowell as he passed by. McDowell will either ignore by a creative or get flustered like he didn't know what to say, or else he would say hi back and he just stand there and not know what else to do. Said Christopher Williams, a junior at University of Wisconsin Lacrosse, who graduated from Tulsa West in 1991. McDowell graduated from Western 1991, student at Hazard Elementary School, McDowell said.
And they like to go pick out their own clothes.
Washington, D.C. Secretary of the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services, Donna Shaw, presided with 129,000 civil service and an annual budget of $590 million. But when she talks about the Wisconsin football team, UW football team, she sounds more like a cheerleader. Of course, we're going to get to win the Rose Bowl, she says, getting someone ahead of the game.
They'll appreciate anything. They like video.
Haven't come for this far. Think they would even win losing past in our front of faces. She already has ordered her tickets to the Rose Bowl. She confidently predicts that her beloved Badgers will beat Michigan State early Sunday by 4 touchdowns. Charlotte will host a game watching party at her Georgetown home Saturday night. She invited only one person to attend Michigan State, Susan Spencer, CBS News. Abigail says, wear red. Charlotte said in an interview, I only invite people with sense of humor. The guests, she said, with senior Clinton administration officials about a dozen in all, and then she said she wished to many nominees. The game at the centerpiece on her table will be the game now. Ball from the Badgers 13-10 victory in Michigan State. And John Gillespie will have more than on sports in a little bit. And this is a picture of taking a break from practice for this weekend's football game. Becky, we're middle. She's left with fellow University of Wisconsin band members Nicola Wolf and Bart Engelking right in Tokyo. On Friday, they were among the 6 band members of 4 of the band and went to Japan. Yeah. Wall with the University of Wisconsin Badgers playing the Japan Saturday, the right to go to the Rose Bowl. Readers of the Journal in Milwaukee and Madison, Maine received their papers a little later than usual Sunday. That's because we are holding the final press run with the conclusion of the Badgers' 10 p.m. game with Michigan State. In addition, the Badgers win a special souvenir extra sports edition. The Journal will be printed on Sunday. Will be available free by late morning early afternoon at scores of location in Milwaukee and Madison. Outlets of the site will be published in a full page under the Sunday sports section. The special edition will include stories, columns, pictures, and statistics for the Badgers' victory. Also, review of Rose Bowl. Kansas, a little after 1 p.m. 6-year-old Brandon Mitchell on Wednesday, still groggy from amnesia, reached up from his hospital bed, grabbed his daddy's arm, and pulled him close. Did we go to Dad? Razard, so we just fine, Brian. Jeff Mitchell whispered back. The little boy with blonde hair and red pajamas nodded and went back to sleep. It's hard work seeing your dad's life, especially a 44-pound first grader who is the father of a 238-pound warehouse foreman who can't sling a bundle of shingles about the brain can throw a Nerf ball. Doctors at the knee. University of Kansas Medical Center on Wednesday. Removed on nearly pound of butt.
WeatherTech floor liners.
At first it appeared that Justin Brown had just been battered and neglected, then came the real shock. Justin, who turned 2 next week, was intoxicated on alcohol when police found him in a snowbank along the side of a busy street. His skull fractured, his blood temperature plummeting, his mother's friend. Tyrone Carter of 27 of 2018 West Littleton was charged Thursday with reckless abuse of a child with a felony with neglect. He's in the Milwaukee County Jail. Court records showed Carter was put on probation in September for beating Justin's mother, Shatasha Brown Powell, and was supposed to stay away from her, but he didn't. Instead, Brown Powell, 17, told police she allowed Carter to babysit for Justin on Wednesday. Nancy Adenheim, a Milwaukee County Assistant District Attorney, said it remained unknown what the child drank and how much but this blood alcohol was 0.09 when police found him, meaning it was slightly below the level. Concerning legal evidence and intoxication of adults in Wisconsin according to a criminal complaint. Carter himself, reviewed intoxicated, was seen entering in a store with Justin on Wednesday near North 39th Street and West Viet Street. They pushed the boy to the floor, causing him to strike his head.
Abundant selection and real savings of 25 to
In advisory, company has cleared the way for a governor to take $289 million of federal money for a transit project that could help up to 60 miles of light rail line. However, members want to keep financial questions answered too soon. I would like to see the question ironed out by July, said Wisconsin Transportation Secretary Charles Thompson said after the East-West Corridor Transit Study Advisory Committee at Thursday afternoon. Approval. On the project, man and Governor Tommy G. Thompson can send a letter to federal officials by December 18th deadline describing the plan and securing the money. The questions are how much, if anything, will local governments contribute toward constructing a $71 million project? And how will operation costs be paid after the system is built? Acton tips Brand Deer and Oak Creek police arrested 5 students for possession of 2 guns on Thursday at Brand Deer and Oak Creek High Schools. Brand Deer School Superintendent Kenneth Moore said it was his 3rd time in a semester that students from his district had been involved with guns at school. The arrests were made in the aftermath slain of Wednesday. Dale Bertwell, the associate principal of West of West High Schools, as school officials fought the Metropolitan with research and security measures. Moore asked state legislatures to draft a law that would impose stringent mandatory jail sentences of children and adults convicted of carrying a gun. I want something that is easy to understand and acts as a strong deterrent, Moore said. He asked the legislatures for a mandatory 1-year jail sentence for a person convicted of carrying a concealed gun in 3 years. For displaying a gun, out conviction of shooting a gun and displaying it with the presence of a police officer would be 5 years. And Juniper.
deadly and
But a gun and shooting a police officer would be 10 years. But District Attorney E. Michael McCann argued Thursday that thus would be give too much power to district attorneys. I believe that everybody would be is a concealed weapon and should be spent time in jail, McCann said. Ground planes at the U.S. Postal Service Milwaukee Process Center should be not put a drag on and first class holiday mail, police officials said.
It is a matter of common sense that we don't want to...
The holidays are expected to boost daily mail volume nearly 30% to 9 million pieces daily at the Milwaukee Center, which handles mail for the 2/3 of Wisconsin. Despite spotting complaints of delayed deliveries for some second-class publications, the Postal Service said it was geared up to the process holiday mail. The process of second class will be of no effect whatsoever on the process of first-class mail, says James R. Murphy, supervisor of customer service support for Milwaukee Post Offices. They are totally separate operations. The post office plans to be a separate season when 624 people to a normal workforce. Of about 1,500 people also attend in hours and hasty pickups for the predicted peak periods of weekends of December 11th, 16th, and 18th. People should get the mail into the system and avoid these peaks, he said. Steering around possible backlogs, he says, means mailing and on weekends.
We think it's offensive that they're trying...
In news around the Metro State, Milwaukee police had investigated the shooting death of a 23-year-old man whose body was found Thursday night on the sidewalk of North Side Street. Police squad set the 32 block of North 14th Street about 7:40 p.m. Thursday discovered the body of Bernard Reed, said Detective Lieutenant Vincent Vitale. Reed had been shot 2 times at a party of his body. He died in an ambulance, rushed him to the Milwaukee County Medical Complex. Reed's long black coat was on the ground near where he collapsed. Vitale said police were looking for more than the case of the shooting, including the robbery attempt. No steps were in the custody. The killer was Milwaukee's 146 homicide in 1993. Janice Marine Clock 41 pleaded no contest Thursday to reckless homicide for stabbing a man who sold the clock starter. The victim, Nicole Clossy, 21, was killed September 24th in the 21 block of North 37th Street, and Clock faced up to 10 years in prison, where she was sentenced on February 3rd.
Tonight on World News, all the big stories of the day, of course, including the train crash investigation.
A 2-year-old girl was in critical condition Friday morning, her body covered with bruises and burns, and apparent victim of child abuse. Police arrested a 35-year-old man in connection with an incident and were searching for a 43-year-old woman. Police were called at Children's Hospital about 11 p.m. Thursday evening after the girl was brought in by emergency personnel. The girl's father called 911 for the home and in 29 block of 20th Street when the girl stopped breathing. The girl also suffered a broken wrist and ankle and abandoned marks on her wrists. A 16-year-old boy
that is right, all those legs.
Was charged Thursday with firing the shots that killed Vance Benson, Jr. 44. His body was found in the truck with his burning car in September in the 2500 block of North 23rd Street. Ray Rogers of 4709 North 56th Street will be tried as adult for intentional homicide and armed robbery prevention. Aggravated gave Rogers and his friends a ride in his car in exchange for some crack cocaine, but they turned out on him. The police said Gerald Otalo 24 was charged with the same crimes. The bail was set at $100,000 each for 2 North Side men charged with the killing. 15-year-old Charles Monroe Brenton on November 22nd. After ordering him, a friend to give up their coats. Anthony, Pete, and Corey Westman 18 appeared in circuit court where a preliminary hearing was
Sorrento is joined with Albani to continue making authentic ricotta cheese.
Set for next Thursday. The second annual Company Against Cancer event to benefit the American Cancer Society will be held January 18th at the Community Cafe at 615 East Brady Street. The event will feature stand-up comedians from the Midwest, and the proceeds
Keep children
will go to fund cancer research, education services to the patients and their families.
For Little Wanderers Big Wishes gift drive.
They
drop off your donation.
Comedy improvisation group Bracewood will be among those performing at the show. Starts at 9 p.m. and tickets cost $15 a package for table of people available. For more information, call 423-8570. Okay, sports, there's John Gillespie. Take it away, John. In Turkish band lead, Rasmus selects the way dining in Japan works. The wide receiver of the University of Wisconsin football squad and his teammates fan out across Tokyo Thursday night while university alumni living in Japan. They dine in small groups at private homes and Tokyo restaurants, giving a taste of Japanese culture. The Ramis linebacker Brian Jervis and backup defensive lineman Al Gay went to home in Tokyo for dinner. If you're full, you have to wipe your hands off with a towel. Otherwise, they keep bringing you more and more for the smell of the Rasmus that was real full. Senator Corey Raymer's most memorable experience came on a 9-minute subway ride back from dinner with his host. The subway was packed with Japanese people, mostly businessmen, on the way home after a 9 out of 10. They weren't just a little buzzed, they were in a little drunk. They're totally amazing. Rayner's scene was remarkable.
You and your eyes since 1961.
Virtually all Milwaukee cable TV systems have recently permission by ESPN to show the first part of Wisconsin-Michigan State football game Saturday night. Meaning most cable subscribers will see that game is chart. The cable system is be able to receive an alternate feed of the ESPN broadcast of the game. That system will begin at the UOW game until ESPN joins it in progress. ESPN is committed to television the Kansas to follow basketball game until it's over at approximately 10:30 p.m. Milwaukee time. And then enjoy the Badger game. It starts about 10 p.m. in progress.
On Maui Beach yesterday, his foot was dangling off the side of a kayak when a shark jumped up and grabbed it. Forensic witnesses tried to help the man. They were flagging down tour boats, bringing the man to shore finally. The beach has now been temporarily shut down as a precaution.
We're just closing the beach, monitoring, making sure everybody's staying on the water, keep it safe for them.
This is the 13th shark attack in Hawaii just this year. 8 of them happening in Maui. Researchers are now investigating why the attacks are surging.
Terrifying state of the state of Florida. A mother
We're going to use these helmets for the Packers Bears segment here, okay? Not enough to play the Chicago Bears without
the hospital for emergency surgery.
Brian Noble.
They've seen an increase in black bears recently.
In the middle of their defense would have been the Green Bay Packers' worst nightmare. That, however, was a pre-George Kutz decade as Trebek as the Nobles lost to the second game of the season. The surgery was Corney's robust performance as strong inside linebacker leaves the Packers with absolutely no qualms entering the showdown with the Bears on Soldier Field on Sunday.
Snow is already falling from the Rockies.
This year, a sports artist from Corona, California chose 2 Green Bay players that featured them in separate full-color paintings to depict their careers. Stone Sharp was the subject of one lithograph, and Noble wasn't the other. The artist captured
degrees in just 24 hours.
Preparations are underway for the big
Fire West exhorting in a crowd with his arms.
parts of Minnesota and North Dakota.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's too wet.
That's right, film post, but low. Noble's victory during the signature moments of career. Lunging to tackle Neil Anderson and the Bears from beyond on the muddy field in Green Bay. Coach Mike Ditka frequently referred to Noble as a great football player for what he meant to the Packers and their often heroic but almost always losing calls against the Bears. Noble made 1-29 tackles the 15 Packer Bear games at 85-92 and one of the game missed because of water in 1980. Bears catch Green Bay for 40 yards of ground. I can really believe what a force Brian was against the Bears. General Manager Wallen Wolf said, Dallas, Texas is similarly distracting.
In 16 years.
The commitment to the youth, the growing pains, the on-the-job training, the organizational by word, patience, the young wrestlers, and let's certainly not least the mountain losses. Yes, the Dallas Mavericks and Milwaukee Bucks have much in common in these days, and all of which will be on display at Reunion Arena. Will be up at 7:30 p.m. Friday.
It opens up like that.
While farmers keep
When the teams with the worst records in the National Basketball Association beat Dallas ended the game with a 10-game losing streak, which is 1-13 against for the Mavericks and Milwaukee, which broke a 10-game losing streak Saturday is 2-12. Both teams came almost preached. The standings are not significant. That strictly development of the players that's important. The view from Dallas Milwaukee to the future. UC similarly said Bucks assistant coach Jim Ayat was not much of the preparatory film work on the Mavericks. The investments in young guys and investment to the point where they willing to live in the early mistakes and the maturity as how it relates to the NBA style.
Warm air like in Kansas City, it's still 61.
They'll want to take the lumps early with hopes that it's pay off later. It's the description of the Mavericks, yet it could be just easily one of the Bucks. While Milwaukee stumbled for the 20th victory season a year ago, Dallas drew national attention by newly set an all-time NBA record for fewest victories of the Mavericks, rented the second record of 9 set by the 72 Philadelphia 76ers before finishing with 11 victories. Dallas has won 22 and 20 games in the preseason 2 seasons. The defeats have been frequent in Milwaukee. Also, the Bucks started 10-3 start last season, but they won only 18 games in the final 69 games.
Through the water, you know, this happens pretty regularly, and I think we may even see it again tomorrow.
The New York Knicks thought they would be the team to stop Houston's winning streak. Wrong. The Rockets win the game and the NBA record set for consecutive victories at the start of the season. Milwaukee Brewers pitcher Angel Miranda's 1994 season could be in jeopardy due to the injury suffered recently in Puerto Rico. The Milwaukee Admirals and counter scoring difficulties against the Atlanta Nets and can't overcome the problems. It's time to win. And a poor fourth quarter against the Buffalo Blizzard is the reason why the Milwaukee Wave loses its third straight game.
Finally, on Groundhog Day, February 2nd, we get the sunset back.
Jim McLean's progression as a basketball player at Marquette University has been slow. I think over time it has made progress. McLean said there's some who contended him. McLean has some of it 1 inch, 240-pound cedar is the same player that
not much of a breeze, so that's a fairly humid air mass.
While it's coming out, Racine St. Catherine's High School. Mac is a young man that has played some basketball, but he hasn't played the type of basketball that the Shaquille O'Neals, the Chris Webbers, and even a kid like Rashad Griffin from Chicago has been playing in that type of competition over the years. MU assistant coach Boyle said, when you get this level, we are 7-1 and everybody expects you to be able to do things, and it doesn't work like that. You have to work at that. McLean's playing in the final 2 games under the San Juan shootout showed that he has been working on many set to make any few. Jan stepped through in his last close season. Mac played his best 2 games since he's been at Marquette. MU coach Kevin O'Neill said, I'm happy with it done.
On Thursday, that little area by
Mac may only attempt to continue to trying against Texas 7 at 8 p.m. Friday game. You can see right here on TV-6.
Friday now, we start.
Okay, let's take a look at our weather now. Vince Candela. Okay, thank you. John, right now, Kurgadish's ass. 4:30 p.m. reports. It's 40 out in Mitchell Airport, 40 out in Timmerman, 40 in Racine, Pair 33 is in Madison and Janesville, 31 in Oshkosh, 31 in Appleton, 35 in Minnesota, 33 in Green Bay, 32 in Wausau, 20 in New York, 36 in La Crosse, 40 in Dubuque, Iowa, 33 in Rockford,
Saturday morning, there may be just enough cold air out.
Illinois, 40 in Chicago, 40 in Chicago Midway, 43 in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 43 in Waterloo, 47 in Des Moines, Iowa, 36 in Mason City, Iowa, 32 in Austin, 31 in Rochester, Minnesota, and 30 in Minneapolis, St. Paul. There.
You head out through the Berkshires, not looking for much out of it, just kind of show you that it's out there. Cold air that we were talking about with the plane settles in here for Sunday.
Okay, let's take a look at our
Settled right now. This is a wintry mix that's going to be into the forecast. We could get some
national forecast. Shows line of rain, showers, and a few storms stretch from the Carolina coastline down from the Atlantic States and
Monday and Tuesday.
Eastern New York. Here, as part of a low front that's part of a couple of showers behind the front from western New York, Central Ohio, down through Kentucky, Tennessee, down through Alabama, Mississippi, and
not just successful.
rainy showers in the western Oregon and Washington coastlines. They would high pressure center over it. In Oregon and in New Mexico, and low pressure center in North Dakota and Ohio. And a cold front from California down to Nevada, down to Utah, down to Wyoming, down to the Dakotas, and a warm front from Dakota down to Minnesota, down to Iowa. Temperatures ranging from the 30s from
And using that education, he's
northern Wisconsin and northern New England, stretching down in the 80s in southern Florida, and 70s down in central Florida and southern California. 60s from California down through the Sun Belt, through Texas down through the southeastern states, and 50s in Kansas and in Mid-Atlantic State region, 40s in Missouri and in Montana and out in eastern Washington, 50s in western Washington, Oregon. There.
In 2011. I had that transition time between when the lockout started and it ended.
Okay, let's take a look at our forecast for tonight. Rain likely, mixing with snow, low to mid-30s. Saturday, snow likely, lows, and as near 40 degrees. And Sunday, rain likely, lows of the 30s.
I kind of told myself.
Extended forecast for Wisconsin and chance of snow and rain and south and Sunday has 30s north, 40s south, and lows 20s. Dry and cold on Monday and Tuesday has 20s north and 30s south, lows teens north, 20s south.
Programs and learn from some of the top professors in the country. You know what?
Sunrise tomorrow morning at 7:06 a.m. and sunset tomorrow 4:18 p.m.
Really good experience.
And that is gonna be it for the WISN. That's gonna be it for the TV-6 News 4:30 p.m. report on this December 3rd, 1993 on a Friday. I am P. Wiz alongside John Gillespie and Vince Candelson. Have you a good evening. We'll be back. Come up next will be the TV-6 News at 5 and it starts in a few minutes. Stay tuned.
It's the only